Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am back today with a scrapbook process video in my Heidi Swapp storyline chapters. This insert right there with those two layouts is where I have pivoted in this book to making it all about myself. So you can see I had a couple of layouts previously, but I decided to just leave them because I like them and it's mine, so I can do what I want, right? Anyway, today I'm using the Cocoa Daisy Meadow collection to document this story slash thought process. It's kind of really more about, I don't really know how to describe it honestly, but so I've torn just a tiny little piece of the paper off and I want the ripped edge on that paper. So that means I'm doing the actual act of physical tearing with my left hand because I am right-handed and holding the paper with my right hand, and that gives that torn edge on there. And now I'm going to just map my photo real simply with white cardstock, and then I adhered those two little things down. So it sort of mimics the idea that maybe that's what's underneath the background, which the background paper on this is a white with a grayish cast. Now I am trying to figure out what pattern paper I want to use behind the photo. I did really kind of want to use that teal with the small florals. It's so cute, but I decided that the plaid matched my shirt in the photo better, so overall I thought that that was going to look better. The little pattern paper is about 4 inches by 6 inches. And then now I've just trimmed this little of the floral that I wanted to use, and it's about 3/4 of an inch. And now I'm just going to use an old school paper punch, an edge punch, if you will, and punch out the scallops with the little polka dots. It's so cute, and I thought it just might make a really nice little edge. And I'm going to use my clear glue to adhere it because it's just, there's only a tiny bit of room right there. Obviously, I could have used a tape runner if I wanted to, but I'm really getting quite comfortable with this clear glue. Now I'll adhere my photo down to the piece of patterned paper before I adhere the whole thing down to the background. And I'm just kind of going through some of the things that I have pulled out to use, including those stamp sets, just kind of trying to get an idea of where I want to make sure that I adhere the paper down based on what I have and might use. So obviously I could have put this in different places, but depending on what I was going to use as embellishments would determine my placement. So I'm going to use this circle stamp from I believe this one's from the Traveler's Notebook collection, memory keeping kit. And then I put down a sticky note to mask off the paper because I really only wanted about 3/4 of that stamp set to be showing. I'm using these Close to My Heart inks. The colors are stunning and the packaging is amazing. I'm obsessed. It works out because I can use these on a lot of scrapbooking projects where the papers are thicker. In applications where I'm using thinner paper, it's a little bit difficult because these inks do bleed through, but in places where I'm using thicker paper, you'll be sure to see me using these because I absolutely love, like I said, the colors and the packaging are amazing. They're magnetic and so they stick together, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. So anyway, I'm also going to use this lemonade color, which was a brand new one for me. So I first need to test it out to make sure that I feel like the color goes with the patterned paper. I hadn't used this yet, like I said, so I haven't swatched it yet. So I didn't know, like, will it match? I don't really know. I liked the color. I thought it was going to be beautiful and it was going to match some of the other Close to My Heart products that I had, but does it match this Cocoa Daisy one? Now we know. So I'm just going to add these little lines with that yellow lemonade ink. I'll link these up below, by the way, the colors that I'm using. And I'm telling you what, true reaction. Love the colors, love the packaging. All right, so now I'm finished with the stamping. So, but wait, am I? Nope, I'm not. There is a little stamp on here that says for real, and I want to stamp it directly on the photo. Now you can use stays on ink to do so, and then it dries right away. It's meant for stamping on metal, on photos, on plastic, on those types of things. However, you can stamp with the VersaFine, you just need to give it a little bit of time to dry, so that's what I decided to do. Now, I need to look a little bit further at my embellishments because I am ready to get started. So I'm pulling out chipboard, puffy alphas, die cuts, things like that. And I know that I for sure want to use this little label up at the top to create a cluster right there. I love these labels. They're wonderful for this. Now, here's a mistake. I put that packaging down, ink's not dry, smeared a little bit. Not the ink's fault, it's my fault. So you just got to be a little bit more patient, and I really just wasn't thinking. But it's all right. It's no big deal. It's not terrible. So I'm going to leave it. Now I added that little arrow because A, it points to me, B, it continues the circle theme, and C, it is the anchor, if you will, to my background anchor accent. Remember that from my memory planning? I do it in my scrapbooking too. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. I wanted to add that big cloud puffy sticker, and you see that I got that right there. Now I'm also going to add another circle die cut just right below it. Now if you'll recall, the Cocoa Daisy die cuts are adhesive, so you just simply peel the back off. I just for some reason sometimes like to use the glue. I don't know, I just feeling it, I guess. So I used the glue and I pushed it up right underneath that cloud. And then now I'm going to take this little arrow and cluster it with those three things right there. So we have the arrow, the cloud, and the circle, which you'll see the whole thing come together in a second when I pull this down. Unfortunately, I wasn't really thinking. I actually really love how it turned out. Now that photo, I didn't get any adhesive over there on the left-hand side, which isn't really necessarily a game changer or anything, but I wanted it because it was sticking up. Now this is a bottle of linen exclusive ink re-inker from Close to My Heart. I didn't mean to buy this. I bought it on accident. I wanted to buy the ink pad. But I'm actually really glad I did because I put it in that tiny squirt bottle and now I'm using it as mist and it's perfect. And I love it and it was a happy mistake. So yeah, you're going to see that coming up more because I really am enjoying the color. It's so good. All right, so now we're adding the title, which is Getting Better. This really has been about my health journey in the last year. As some of you might know, I ruptured my Achilles tendon last summer and then couple months later had surgery to repair my ruptured Achilles tendon. And then I have also been battling anemia as well. And so we're getting to the bottom of that. We're getting closer to being able to hopefully have that all taken care of. But it's just a process. So this layout is genuinely all about that. Now I printed my journaling on the computer and I just simply used printer paper. I wanted to use cardstock, but my printer was not behaving and so it would not print on the cardstock for some reason. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm just using the printer paper. I've trimmed it down and then I'm trimming the lines into strips. I'll simply place the clear glue behind it. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is miracles. I'm going to link it below for you. I love it. It's just wonderful for all of these things. So I'm going to adhere these. First, I'll find the way that I think that it looks okay, like it's all lined up nicely and it works well. And then I will go ahead and use the clear glue to adhere it down. And then that's it. That's the whole layout. And I'm really excited to be telling these types of stories in this book and that I have found a really pleasant way to do it. Like I really like the outcome and I'm getting these stories about myself down on paper. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you so much and make it a great day.